are 9:30. Welcome back into the thankfully climate-controlled comfort of Valid Music Studios here at Lightning 100. We are staying warm on a frigid Friday morning, and we've got some special guests here in studio as we get ready for a show tonight at the Basement East, which is also comfortably climate-controlled, thankfully, on a day like this. But we have Allison and Josh here in studio from the Bygones. Welcome.
Hi,
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Appreciate you joining us here on the morning show. Getting ready for, as I mentioned, the show at the Basement East tonight. Emma Harner will be opening the show tonight at 8 o'clock. So I noticed that you've got the date tonight and a few more through the end of the year. So you guys are kind of in the midst of a tour right now?
Yeah, this is pretty much smack dab in the middle of the last stretch.
Yeah, it's been a big year for touring in general, but this tour began mid-October and it stretches to mid-December.
Okay. Wow. And what parts of the country? I mean, have you gone coast to coast so far, or?
Yeah, we started off in Vancouver and did a West Coast run, and then Thanksgiving, and then we started off in Toronto. And
sort of a coast and coast
coast
tour.
And coast. The middle kind of got neglected this time.
Fair enough. All right. And Allison, you were mentioning you actually live here in Nashville.
I do.
And Josh, you actually reside in Brooklyn.
That's right. Yeah.
Of course, Allison and I kind of became, spectators to
the New Yorker
love. Yeah, talking New York and where all the good steakhouses are.
Inevitable.
And stuff.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I found this is such another great story. It's a great story about the internet, which is not always easy to come by. Allison, I was scrolling, probably a half a year ago or maybe a year ago, and I just saw you playing. Were you playing a mandolin perhaps or a guitar? You were singing. I mean, you were just doing your thing. And I thought, who is this person? Who is this? This is just spectacular. And then you would pop up, the Bygones. This morning, I read the Bygones are coming in, and I didn't put two and two together until you guys walked into the studio. I'm out of my mind with excitement. Your voices together are incredible. Your songs are beautiful. You harken back to a time of before times. What is your influence, both of you? How did you come together?
Well, we met through the shared influence of Simon and Garfunkel.
I'm Garfunkel.
Yeah, for those of you who can't see us right now, I think you would agree that Allison is Garfunkel. But we met through Instagram. Actually, we had both posted covers of Simon and Garfunkel tunes, and after we traded DMs for a couple of years, we finally got the chance to work together. We recorded a cover of "Crazy," the Willie Nelson tune, and of course have discovered many other mid-20th century musical tastes in common since then. So
yeah, we've always really enjoyed working together. I feel like we also grew up with a classical voice background, so we just enjoy doing a lot of harmonies together.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you a good base to be able to expand into other genres, right? Once you have the classical part of it down, the other stuff is a little bit easier to play, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a little bit of unlearning in some certain ways.
Yeah.
But it opens you up to a broader door.
Well, we did when we were just kind of checking, make sure that we had all the levels right. I can tell you, folks, that the Bygones are one of those artists that just show up, start singing and playing. All we have to do is turn the mics on. That's how fantastic it is. It's 9:33 a.m. We're about to hear a song by the Bygones. So you mentioned Lucy and Falling in Love with Broken Hearts. Which song would you like to play first?
Play Lucy.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. We've got, again, the Bygones live here in the Valid Music Studio on Lightning 100.
Leaves on the vine, taking my time, there's no reason to want time to pass. I want this to last, my dear. Merely a year, wearing your heart on your sleeve. There's so much to know, places to go on your way. Lucy, you're the sun that sneaks through the door. You're all that and more. If you only knew how much I love you. I give me a scar to remind me. As long as I'm home, I'm never alone, Lucy. You're all that and more. If you only knew how much I love you. I give you my heart. You give me a scar to remind me that even though our clocks keep different times, you'll never know how hard I tried to give you my all, but you ignore my calls, Lucy.
Wow.
Told you.
Just it's like the Great American Songbook just got better. Thank you. That
Well
really
said.
is. That is just perfect. Wow. Thank you so much.
That's Allison and Josh. We've got the Bygones here in the Valid Music Studio, and you get a chance to catch them tonight right here in Nashville. Again, controlled comfort of the Basement East. Doors open at 7. The show starts at 8 o'clock. Emma Harner, who I noticed doing a handful of shows with you guys as well, opening the show tonight. I did see, again, I was kind of looking at the website, your tour dates. Looks like you got some through the end of this month. If you're listening like in Washington, D.C., I think there's one in New York. Check it out, thebygonesband.com. And we have the Bygones here, Allison and Josh. And you said it best, Brother Love. That's just like new chapter in the Great American Songbook with the song Lucy. Fantastic.
When you wrote together, was it just magic? I mean, you smile as if you know something that we are about to know.
Well, one thing that's worth knowing is that song is about a cat, Lucy, that we just performed.
Yeah.
See, we didn't know. Now you smile. Right now we know.
It's a love song for a cat.
And it
Whose
wasn't
cat?
Oh, Allison's.
My cat.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't magic, I would say, but it was easy. It was a very easy thing. Writing that song, it happened pretty quickly. That's usually a good
She's
sign.
our little studio cat at the time. So when we were writing this song, she was just kind of bopping around. My muse.
It's fantastic. Wow. That is so cool.
Get your tickets, basementnashville.com, to get your tickets for the show tonight out at the Basement East. So we talked a little bit about what started your interest, some of your inspirations. Are there, outside of the genres that you kind of first became familiar with, was there something else that kind of piqued your interest and made you follow a particular? I mean, you mentioned Crazy by Willie Nelson. That was the first one that you guys recorded together. But how did you kind of, where did it start and how did it branch out? I'm curious to know if it's different for each one of you. Like, did you get more into the folk type music? Was it more rock music? Was it more pop? Where did it kind of go from? Because you mentioned that classical is kind of where you guys started, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we both just grew up listening to a lot of different genres at the same time. I mean, for my grandparents were music professors, and so there was classical music on around the house. But then my dad was playing classic rock all the time. My mom was a fan of jazz. So yeah, it was a
similar story to that.
It was a broad range, and so I think that Allison and I both brought all those influences similarly to the table when we started working together. But then since then have discovered a shared love of also like early 2000s indie music, and like 90s dream pop, and things that we weren't listening to around the house when we were younger, but that definitely influenced the sound of our album in particular.
Yeah, and
if you listen to the album, it's kind of a hodgepodge of a bunch of different genres. There's even a song that's like just an a cappella tune. It's a cover of a Connie Converse song, but we're kind of all over the place.
and that's a wonderful thing too. And I mean, that was one thing that or tried to do with even with my little sister and with my son subsequently, is just kind of exposing them to all these different kinds of music, because I think the younger you're exposed to it, it'll kind of you'll develop that love for that type, but it also makes you want to explore some of the other things too. So to have you guys perform and hear the kind of the songs like you just played for us, the song Lucy, and then talk about like some of the indie rock from 15, 20 years ago. I think that's really cool. So again, we've got Allison and Josh, the Bygones, are here in studio with us. You get a chance to see them tonight out at the Basement East. Again, doors open at 7. The show starts at 8. Emma Harner will open for the Bygones tonight out at the Basement East. It's an 18 and over show. The other song that you mentioned you were going to play for us, Falling in Love with Broken Hearts. Can you tell us a little bit about this one before you play it?
Yeah, well, this song, I sort of started writing this song and I brought it to Josh, sort of about starting a relationship, knowing that you're not quite ready for a relationship, but you found someone that you really want to spend time with. But also, I wanted to write a song that sort of had the same sonic musicality as a lot of like Dolly Parton and Chet Atkins tunes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Josh brought the Chet Atkinsness to it.
Yeah.
Where did you record the record? Where did you make the record? Where and when did you make this record?
Yeah, Thad Kopech produced this record. He has a studio in the 12 South area.
Nice.
But yeah, we recorded it here in Nashville.
That's amazing. Could you imagine that? That's okay, I'll go first, you go second. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like overdubs. I don't think so. You guys play very, very, very well together, and I can't wait to hear this
Thanks.
next song.
Here we go. Here it's Falling in Love with Broken Hearts. It's the Bygones live in the Valid Music Studio at Lightning 100.
I drive to your house at bedtime like it's one of my routines, and it seems like it's just clockwork, but I don't know what it means. I think that I might love you, but I didn't plan for this. We can talk about it later, after one more kiss. I'll ignore the question. If you do too. We can just pretend like we don't know what to do. Oh, but who are we kidding? Oh, we can't play the part. We're just two people falling in love with broken hearts. Dinner plans and movies,
love letters and songs.
Last time that I felt like this, everything turned out wrong. I don't think that I'm quite ready. I still cry in my car
When certain songs come on the radio,
it sends me right back to the start. I'll ignore the question.
I ignore the question.
If you do too.
If you do too.
We can just pretend
We can
like
just
we don't know what to
we
do.
don't know what to do.
Oh, but who are we kidding? Oh, we can't play the part. We're just two people falling in love with broken hearts. I'll be the clockwork, baby, you'll be the chime. When the bells of love start ringing, it's always high time. So I'll ignore the question.
I'll ignore the question. If you do too.
We can just pretend
We can
like
just
we don't know
pretend
what
like
to
we
do.
don't know what to do.
Oh, but who are we kidding? Oh, we can't play the part. We're just two people falling in love with broken hearts. We're just two people falling in love with broken hearts.
Fantastic.
Wow.
And you absolutely nailed it, Allison. The Chet Atkinsness of it all. Great job by you, Josh. That is Falling in Love with Broken Hearts, the Bygones here in the Valid Music Studio. Don't miss your chance to see them live tonight out at the Basement East. Again, doors at 7. Show starts at 8. Emma Harner will open up. The Bygones will take the stage after that, and you can find a link to tickets. Well, you can go to thebasementnashville.com, but might as well go to thebygonesband.com.
Oh, yeah. Check it all out.
Exactly. Buy the ticket. Get the merch tonight at the show. If you're listening outside of Nashville, Decatur, Georgia, Durham, North Carolina, also up in the district, our nation's capital, on the 10th of this month, Boston, Philly, and New York to wrap up the tour. Are you? I'm sure you're excited about doing the shows. Are you looking forward to maybe taking a little break as well with the holidays right around the corner, right? You're about that time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Gosh, and when you're with the families at the holidays, are they like, hey, can you sing us some songs? You're like, I'm done from the tour. I'm not talking right now. We're not singing. Do you give it a rest for a second, or does everybody want to hear more and more and more because you're so good?
But putting up that boundary has been a years-long project for me.
Oh, yeah, you have to,
Like-
right?
I'm not working right now.
Yeah.
I'm
I
off the
always
clock.
knew. Yeah, I always knew they were going to be so good at singing.
Yeah.
Come on over, Josh. Sing that song that I love, please.
And I could just see Josh in a certain instance saying, "I'm sorry, I'm not taking questions." Right now."
right. Pass the turkey, please. I got to eat, please. I'm starving.
But so great to meet you, and thank you so much for being here on the morning show, playing a couple of songs for us,
Thank
sounding
you, guys. It's been a
fantastic.
Yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you all so much.
So when you plug into the Marshall stacks tonight, is it going to be a little different from what we're listening to now? I'm totally kidding.
It is actually.
Is it really? So okay, so this is a good. So what is it like, the live experience tonight? Just to give us a little understanding, because right now we were very intimate and very just perfectly intimate. So what can we look forward to?
Yeah, Josh and I really started off working together as just a duo. But tonight, this tour has bass and drums on it. Wow. Bass actually being played by my fiance Thad Kopech, who produced our record, and then
nice.
Nashville's own Jacob Grissom. So
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, the
It'll be a
set
little bit
will
louder.
the set will have some of the exact type of intimate stuff you just heard, and then it sort of grows and grows into more of that early 2000s sound we were mentioning earlier as the
Yeah.
night goes on.
Wow.
Right on. So, yeah, get your tickets. Make sure you get there when doors open at 7 o'clock. Again, find the link to tickets and all about the Bygones at thebygonesband.com. Allison and Josh, thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Look forward to the
There.
show
Much.
tonight, and make sure that next time you're in town, you come through the studio again. This is a lot of
absolutely,
fun.
This has been a treat.
All right, wrapping up this edition of the morning show, about 12 minutes ahead of 10 o'clock. Stephanie is on the way. She'll take over at the top of the hour. We'll take a quick time out, come back with music from Miles Smith here on Lightning 100.